What happened when the first humans got sick? No hospitals, no antibiotics, no doctors, no medicine cabinet, just a fever, a weak body, and a dangerous world waiting outside. So how did humans survive? The answer is stranger than you might think. Imagine waking up one morning. Your body feels different. Your head hurts. You're burning with fever. You can't hunt. You can't run. And you don't know why it's happening. There is no doctor to call, no internet, no pharmacy, no medical book. And yet, your ancestors survived illness for hundreds of thousands of years. But here's the mystery. How did they know what to do? Because ancient humans didn't understand bacteria. They didn't know about viruses.com. They didn't know what an infection was, but they could observe, and observation may have been their first medicine. If eating a certain plant made someone feel better, they remembered it. If another plant made them worse, they avoided it. Over generations, those observations became knowledge, and some of that knowledge was surprisingly sophisticated. Ancient humans probably used nature as their pharmacy. Leaves, roots, bark, seeds, flowers, even tree sap. Some plants contain chemicals that can affect pain, inflammation, digestion, or infection. But there was a huge problem. Not every plant was medicine. Some were poisonous. Some could kill you. So imagine being the person who discovered that difference. One mistake could be your last. And this leads to one of the biggest secrets about ancient medicine. They didn't need to understand why something worked. They only needed to notice that it worked. Think about it. You don't need to understand electricity to know that touching a live wire hurts. Ancient humans could learn medicine the same way. Try, observe, remember, teach, repeat, and slowly. Knowledge accumulated. But plants weren't their only medicine. Sometimes, the human body itself was the clue. If someone had a wound, they could see it. They could clean it, cover it, keep dirt away, and watch what happened. If the wound became swollen, that was a warning. If it started producing strange fluid, something was wrong. If the person developed a fever, the situation became dangerous. Ancient humans may not have understood infection, but they could recognize its patterns, and pattern recognition can save lives. But here's where things get really interesting. Ancient humans didn't just treat injuries. They also had to deal with broken bones. Imagine breaking your leg thousands of years ago. There is no ambulance, no x-ray, no surgeon waiting at a hospital. You can't simply call for help. You're stuck. So what could you do? You rest. You protect the injury. And you wait. Archaeologists have discovered ancient skeletons with healed fractures. That means something important. Some people survived serious injuries. Their bodies repaired the damage, and someone probably helped them survive long enough for that healing to happen. This tells us something about ancient humans. They weren't always alone. They cared for injured members of their group. They brought food. They stayed nearby. They protected vulnerable people. And that could have been one of humanity's greatest survival advantages. Not strength, not speed, cooperation. Because imagine trying to survive with a broken leg, completely alone. You probably wouldn't last long. But with a group, someone can hunt for you. Someone can bring water. Someone can protect you. Someone can keep you alive. And there's an even stranger clue. Some ancient humans survived injuries that should have been extremely difficult to survive. Their bones healed. Their teeth showed signs of serious disease. Their bodies carried evidence of long-term injuries. Yet they lived. That means ancient humans weren't simply abandoning sick or injured members of their group. At least sometimes, they were caring for them. And that changes how we should imagine prehistoric life. It wasn't always survive or die. Sometimes it was help them survive. Of course, ancient medicine wasn't perfect. People died from infections. Diseases spread. Childbirth could be extremely dangerous. A simple wound could become fatal. A bad tooth could cause enormous suffering. And without modern medicine, there were limits to what anyone could do. But humans kept experimenting. They discovered useful plants. They developed traditional treatments. They learned how to treat wounds. They learned how to set broken bones. And they passed knowledge from one generation to another. So here's the fascinating part. Modern medicine didn't appear from nowhere. It has a very long history. Before laboratories, there were observations. Before doctors, there were healers. Before pharmacies, there were plants. And before medical textbooks, there were stories passed from one generation to the next. Some treatments worked. Some didn't. Some were harmless. Others were dangerous. But humans kept learning, and every generation added something new. So what did ancient humans do when they got sick? They watched. They experimented. They remembered. They cared for each other. And most importantly, they adapted. They didn't have modern medicine, but they had something that may have been just as important in the beginning. Curiosity, the desire to understand what was happening. and the determination to survive it. And that instinct never disappeared. It simply evolved. Today, we have hospitals, laboratories, antibiotics, vaccines, and advanced technology. But underneath all of it is the same ancient question our ancestors were asking thousands of years ago. How do we make this better? If you enjoyed discovering the strange things ancient humans had to do just to survive, subscribe, because there are thousands of years of human history hiding behind questions we've never thought to ask. And some of the answers are absolutely unbelievable.